All right, let's get this party started. Welcome everyone. Let me see it just a little bit, yeah? All right, no, all the way. There we go. Okay guys, welcome to the live stream. Let me see, everything's set up. Okay. See, do we have a chat somewhere? Welcome to the live stream, guys. We'll just make sure everyone joins us and then we'll get started. So yeah, if you're here, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. But so far I can see we got some people. So let me just see if I can get there. Chat here. Okay, there we go. It's good. All right. Sound too chicken. I mean, it wouldn't be a live stream without Sound too chicken, and you know that. This guy, Tom, Steven, Trissy Bone. Fuck, what is his name? I think it's Monty, but I'm not sure. Emil, Philip, Martin, Ryan, Thomas, Kate Ponia. Did I? That's right. Jake, Toby, Dixon. Okay, I'm gonna stop reading out. It looks like we're really starting to get busy in these live streams. Well, guys, tonight I'm gonna show you what we have worked on and what we also have added. And yeah, I have changed the setup a little bit. A lot of good videos are coming. So let me know how the audio is. Is the music too loud? Maybe it's a little bit too loud. I'll turn it down a little bit, yeah? Music a little bit too loud. Yeah, I agree. There we go. Okay. All right. Music turned down 25%. Asker's voice 150%. All right, guys. Welcome to the live stream. So, you know, Nero is an early access product. It's an early product in many different ways, but I think it's extremely promising. When I'm looking at the results that people are creating right now, even even without an academy or anything, they're just going about it. It really speaks to what we have engineered here, because the goal was to create something that was just intuitive and user friendly. It was just like easy to use. It's not like, is the sun in the right position and is the moon in the right position, and then we'll trade here, we'll buy here, but we'll only buy here. No, none of that, right? It's just like a straightforward trading system based on mean reversion, right? And I think it's fucking great. I think it's fucking great. I'm really pleased with what we have done here, and I'm really happy to see the results that everyone is creating, even before I had the chance to get the academy fully out, right? So that's great. And I just want you guys to keep doing what you're doing, and I want you to keep winning. It's a good song. Hang on, I'm gonna note down this playlist I got here. It's pretty cool. Okay. I'm happy to see how people are doing, but I also, pay a lot of attention to like what is going wrong. And I try, if someone is gonna get liquidated and lose money to Nero mode, I try to be the first one. So even before you guys had access to this, I was doing all kind of different things with Nero mode to try to find out what is the weaknesses, where's the problems, how are people going to lose money, where are people going to lose, how do we fix it, and then we started implementing fixes, improving it. And maybe this version that you're looking at now is like iteration 515 or something, you know, like we had so many versions before this. And you know, it's nice to see that when you keep iterating and improving, it gets better, right? So I still notice, you know, the problems we have. I'm trying to look around the corners before you guys get to the corner so we can see what is the problem. And what I noticed was that what we were lacking were really like a long-term trend that would indicate to us what is this market doing like long-term. Where are we in the cycle of the market? Is this like a deviation of that long-term trend, or is this a trend transition where we're actually starting a new trend? And in order to fix that, we added this week an additional trend reading, which you can see here. It's called 1 day. It comes after 4 hour. And of course, AUD New Zealand dollar is all green, like it should be, right? But where it becomes helpful is that when you look at like markets in the middle, like these that's going on here, it's like you can't really tell what the fuck is actually going on here, right? Until we added this 1 day column. But because before you could just see, let's see if we can, right? Before you could just see this. You couldn't really get a grasp like, well, what does this mean when it's just black here? Like, is it a new trend starting? Is it consolidating? What the fuck is going on, right? So we added another layer. And this layer is like very, what can you say? The trend that we're reading in this new layer on the 1 day time frame, it's more actually like a weekly trend or something like that. It's really long term. But what is the goal of it? The goal of it is to make sure that whenever we have a deviation in the market, like GBP CHF last week, where it goes just high enough to start a short-term trend, but not long enough to overturn the long-term trend. So just enough to overturn the short-term trend, but not enough to overturn the long-term trend. And we couldn't see that before. We can see that now with the 1 day. For example, if we go to have a look at New Zealand dollar JPY, right? And we have a look at this, you can see that it says like the driver, 1 minute, 5 minute, like they're all just hanging around like 0%, 2%, 1%, something like this. There's no real trend, right? So when we go look at this market and we then look at like the overall trend, you can see that it's a pretty accurate reading that there's no real trend here. This thing is just going sideways. There's no real trend established here. That doesn't mean we can't trade it. And you know, I've been talking a lot also with the team and other people about, well, why don't we trade these sideways markets and so on, because they should be the best in mean reversion. Yes, technically it's right. Sideways markets should be the best in mean reversion, but I think the reason that I think the reason that newer mode is fundamentally different is because we are not exactly doing mean reversion. Actually, I don't know what to call it exactly, because we're not exactly doing mean reversion the traditional style. Actually, you know, traditional mean reversion doesn't do very well in trending markets. But you can see on AUD New Zealand dollar, we're doing really well on a very trending market. So I think our strategy is more like a mix between mean reversion and a momentum strategy. And I think it's really effective. I think it's really effective. I mean, you guys can see it's really fucking effective because you're printing money. And brings me back to these sideways market. You know, well, we can trade them and so on, but the problem, right, the overall strategy that we're applying is that we're looking for short-term deviations, and no matter how deep the market really goes, we're ready to buy, unless it's like a black swan event where it just, you know, completely nukes. And in these cases, you know, the mean reversion is active, and we can do, of course, we can do studies as well to do some research and try to figure out how strong is the mean reversion on the sideways market, right? But I think the strategy probably looks different. The strategy probably looks different for the sideways market compared to the trending market. So that's something we can explore and see what we can do there. But the current strategy of stacking up entries and exposure on a sideways market that's not going in any specific direction is really dangerous, because when there's no trend established, the market is essentially in a position to break out and start a trend in either direction. And you don't want to be sitting in these positions and then holding trades when the market starts to break out and then you're just getting stuck. So I think the strategy for the sideways market looks different than it looks for what we're doing right now. But the reason we're doing what we're doing right now is because that when we have these active buying algorithms, like on AUD New Zealand dollar here, right? When we have these active buying algorithms, it's just really great trades. It's just really fucking good trades. So there's a lot to, there's a lot we can do. There's a lot of things we can improve. There's many different ways. This is just version 1.1. Think about what this thing is going to look like at version 3 or version 4, right? So very exciting. Very exciting. I got a question in the chat from Krishna, which is, when will the day time frame be released on Navigator? So I think Krishna is probably speaking about the trend index and the new day column, and I'm happy to announce that we'll be able to release it tonight. So in a few hours this will come out. I told the engineers that I really think that we need to push this out today, because we need our traders to be able to see the full picture of the markets. And I think this one-day trend is really like it's like a very small thing. It's just like a small addition to the current technology that we're doing, but it actually adds a completely different additional dimension to it, where you can much better gauge now, without going to one-day time frame. You can much better gauge, like, what is this market overall doing. So yeah, that's going to be really awesome. You guys are going to have it tonight and can start printing with it. All right. It's really amazing, it's really amazing with it's a fucking fly in my face. It's really amazing with AUD New Zealand dollar, just how, like, what is going on with this market. But the thing is, with this trading strategy, we're not trying to like short the top, right? Like, that's not our game. We're not like those idiots, those goddamn idiots that just see something going up a lot and they're like, oh, I gotta short it. Wow, we're almost at the daily edge now. That's pretty fucking wild. It's pretty wild. I mean, we had something like that here as well, right? So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised to see AUD New Zealand dollar start to top out pretty soon. But and what exactly it looks like? It probably looks like it's probably going to look something like this, right? Like a candle in, then some kind of bearish candle, a retest, and then it starts to come down, right? So you do want to be aware of this. You do want to pay attention to this. Keep this in mind that, okay, there might be like a tail effect. There might be like a tail effect from this crazy move or whatever happened here. Jesus. So Paul is asking, what do I think about entering at 1 minute, stop loss behind 5 minute, and TP opposite? Well, here's my thoughts. This is basically how we traded before, right? This is basically how we traded before. The extension strategy, and so that's basically what we did before, And I will tell you the problem with it. These financial markets, they're very messy. They're very messy, and what is really happening is that you have these markets, then you have a buyer and you have a seller, and these two guys are basically negotiating price all day. And sometimes this negotiation where these guys are trying to decide the price of the asset, it gets really messy. It gets really, really messy, like here, right? Or here, right? It gets really messy. And short-term deviations are very likely. And short-term deviations that goes beyond your stop loss on as Paulus suggested is very likely. And if you remember the Sona, I mean, if you traded with the Sona trades, you will also remember that a lot of times you would just get stopped out and the market would go straight back to where it came from. You'd get stopped out and you go right back to where you came from. So the whole point of the Neo strategy is that we are not subject to stop losses for each position. And that is a huge benefit. It's a huge benefit. Because so often these negotiations and these tactics that's either being deployed by the brokers or the market makers or whatever, they will do these stop loss hunts, right? Just to get liquidity or just to stop people out or just to make people lose money or whatever. And not being subject to those positions getting stopped out. It's huge. It's massive. So I understand why people are trying it, and feel free to execute as you want, but given my experience and the time we spent developing this and so on, I strongly recommend just going with this strategy where you place a stop loss in case of a black swan event beyond 1 hour resistance or 1 hour support, right? And otherwise, you're perfectly fine with the market just doing deviations and that. But of course, this only really works. This only really works if you make sure that you're trading markets where you have an active buying algorithm or active selling algorithm, and the mean reversion is active. So that when the deviations come, when the deviations show up, you prepare for it. And it doesn't take you out just because that it extends your stop loss a little bit. Like, it's fucking stupid. And I really thought like a long time about how the fuck do we go about fixing this. And that's also, you know, when we started working on this new algorithm to replace X mode algorithm, right? Like, the problem with X mode algorithm was the update frequency, really. Now we have update frequency basically on a minute basis. And as you can see, a lot of times when the market is coming down, for example here, right? As you can see, when the market's coming down, well, a lot of times it doesn't like stop exactly here. Sometimes it go a little bit deeper, sometimes it comes down here, sometimes down here. And the whole point is that you should not get punished just because you bought here and the market went down here and you get stopped out. It's stupid. This is how people are losing. So let me see what else. What other questions we have? Joe is asking, how are you managing your trades? Where you're making TP decisions, you're closing closing because the trade is against you. Well, this is, first of all, this is outlined in the manual, in the Nero manual. You can go look at it there. You can go see the video that I did originally on Nero mode. But essentially, we're just taking what we can get. Okay, we're not directional trading. We're not buying down here so we can sell up here. We're buying down here so we can sell here, or we're buying here so we can sell here. We're buying here so we can sell. We don't try to get this entire move, because that would be a directional trade. So most of the time, you're really just looking to take profit at the mean, the average of the price. So you can see that this market has been moving up and down like this, right? So the average would probably be somewhere like here, right? The average would probably be somewhere here. So that's your TP. It's a mean reversion strategy. Mean reversion. Reversion to the mean. Reverting to the mean. Price goes back to the mean. That's where we take profit. It's that simple. Of course, you can do your experiments with trying to do directional trades, but just I don't suggest you do this. I suggest you just take the profits as soon as you have them, and you will. And as many people has learned, there's a very good reason for this. The reason you take profits as you get them is because if the market starts to turn around and it comes back into your entry, most of the time you can get a second entry. You can repeat the trade. Sometimes you can repeat the trade 3 times, sometimes 4 times. But also more importantly, because it's not about doing directional trades. It's about extracting profits from the deviations. That's what it's about. It's not about, and that's the thing that's what we have to work with people about to help them understand. And that's also why we have changed the program today with Nero. So going forward, all people signing up for Nero, first of all, you're going to pay 10% of all your profits on a monthly basis. This is, of course, net profit, so it means that after you have paid for the subscription, you start, once you have earned profit back from what you pay for using the technology, then you will be paying your 10% money profit. But secondly, we have added a qualification test because I realized this is not going to be for everyone. It's not that the strategy doesn't work for everyone, but not everyone's brain I don't know what to say, but it's just not for everyone. Some people are just fucking stupid, and it's just frustrating. It drains my energy to work with these people that just, want to do whatever they want to do. It's like, fine, go do whatever the fuck you want to do. We'll take your fucking money. I don't give a shit. Look, I've done this for fucking 8 years at this point, and I know everyone gets fucking destroyed in trading. 99%. Everyone. Every fucking one. Every single fucking person. And I'm not joking at all. Everyone gets destroyed with these retarded fucking shit that doesn't work. I'm sorry, but it's just frustrating. And I'm sorry if you don't like my direct language, but it's just fucking stupid. Because these people are just living in a fucking fairy tale world where they think they can just use like a fucking MACD strategy against machine learning intelligence deployed by hedge funds that've been doing this for 20 fucking years and ripping people off, So look, it doesn't fucking work long term. It doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work. And I don't care how long you try. You will find out. And what I'm saying is that we're ready to work with the people that either has already found out or trust us enough that they don't have to find out, because the data shows it. The data shows very clearly these people get absolutely fucking destroyed. So yeah, qualification test. People are gonna have to qualify. We're gonna have to see like what kind of people we're working with here. At the same time, it's. At the same time, it's just once we start marketing this product, you know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be like an endless horde of people who just want to get in and so on, and they get in and then they don't want to put in the effort to trade the strategy. So that's why in our qualification test, it's not only like trying to probe what kind of person we're working with, but it's also how coachable is this person? How much can we work with them? Are they willing to change? Are they willing to learn? Are they willing to execute this strategy? Because the only reason we really need people to execute this strategy is because the human brain is like a computer. It's like a CPU, and we still need, until we have finished our AI that can execute the strategy fully and 100%, we still need some kind of CPU to determine, where to get in, where to get out, have some kind of brain in there. Of course, this is what we're gonna, this is what we're gonna finish. This is what we're gonna fix. So it's just gonna be a bot. You don't have to use your brain at all. But for now, this is the opportunity, and I'm not joking at all when I say millionaires will be made for this. For some people, $100 is a lot of money. For some people, $10,000 is a lot of money. For some people, you know, $10 million is a lot of money. But for other people, these are just like tiny amounts. In America, you're almost poor if you don't have $1 million, you know? So it's like, it's all relative. But for a lot of people have somehow gotten in, you know, some kind of access to money. Whether they, maybe, you know, they got it from a heritage, or maybe they won it and whatever, maybe they saved up or something. But everyone kind of have the same problems, that once you have the money, you need to grow it. And that is a difficult task in this economy, right? It was easy. For the past 20 years, it's been very easy. You could just go long in the stock market. You could buy a house, or could do Airbnb rentals or whatever, right? But now it's like, you can't do the Airbnb anymore. You can't really buy a house anymore because the price is so fucking high, and it's just not. It's very hard to grow your money. You can of course put it in, you know, you can put it, you know, in the bank, and you can get the interest rate, of course, sure. But it doesn't work for everyone, and some people want to make more than 5% a year, you know. So a lot of people are stuck with money, and they don't know how to grow it, how to multiply it, how to increase it while also doing it in a safe way. And this product is really designed to these people who are also capable and who also likes to trade and want to trade. All right. All right, guys. Shall we look at some markets? So I think EUR/CHF is interesting to look at here, right? If you look at the one-day trend on EUR/CHF, you can see it's kind of been falling a little bit here, and it's kind of like losing some strength, but it doesn't mean that it's necessarily over for this market, right? You can see it's been performing really well here. Good pullbacks, very nice. Looks like people have been doing very well in this market. And if you don't know, you can go to 5 minute and you can get double the history. Sorry, not double the history. You can get 5 times the history that you get on 1 minute. So you can see here how we kind of transitioned into. Yeah, so it's a little bit tricky, right? So we had this short-term deviation. Let's see if we can find where it started. Maybe we have to go a little bit further out. But what we see, right, when we're looking at this, well, you can see that this has been selling for a long time, right? So let's just assume this is one big selling algorithm active here. And then we had, down here, we had this short-term deviation here. I don't know if you can see this. We had a short-term deviation down here. And the whole goal of the new addition to the trend index is to give us that long-term perspective of the market, right? So if we go back, keep this in mind, we can see this thing has been selling off for what, since April. And then we go look at 5 minutes, and we can see that it started this trend, and we also bought it for some time. It was very good. But then we have this trend transition here, right? This short-term bounce kind of fizzles out, and then we're left with this. So, you know, our job at Breakfree Trading is to develop technology that makes these deviations more clear of, is this a deviation, or is this a trend that is transitioning, trend that is changing, right? And what I want you to pay attention to is really like the long-term picture of these markets. It's like, well, if this market is really gonna go to 1 hour resistance, or 1 hour, you know, 1 hour, let's say, okay, let's say, you know, let's say this market, instead of going here, went deeper, right? Are you buying it? Well, if we want to buy oh, this is the 1 hour, sorry. This is if we want to buy it down here, you know, well, that really depends on the long-term trend. If we don't really have like a strong long-term trend, then buying down here is way less probable to succeed. And of course, this is all going to get better, guys. It's going to refresh faster. It's going to calculate better. It's going to have a prediction based on the AI that's going to weigh in what is the AI predicting this market is going to do and so on. So it's going to be great. It's really going to be fucking great. And no one else has this. No, not at least publicly showing it, right? So it's really exciting. It's really, really, really exciting. And you guys are the only one knowing about it right now. No one else knows about this. So I'm just happy people are winning, and I'm just gonna make sure that we do everything we can to help you win even more, better protect yourself, and so on. And that's the whole point of this new program, is really to work with people. Because look, if we are working together and you're generating profits with both of us, it is in everyone's best interest that we are aligned, and you're trying to make profit. I'm trying to help you make profit the best way possible. And at the same time, I don't want you to lose your whole account because you take too much leverage, because I want you to win long term. So you can keep making money for yourself, but you can also keep making money for me. So we are all aligned here in a much better way than we have ever been in Breakfree Trading. And this is huge. This is really like this is a big deal, because it's not a problem to just make like an algorithm and sell it to people. But if it doesn't actually create value and create results for people, what is the point, right? It's no point. And at the same time, for me, I feel like, look, if a guy is making $1 million a year from Nero mode and he pays me $250 a month, I'm like, okay, like, what is the point, right? Like, so let's do it together. And I think 10%. I think 10% is very fair. I think it's a really good, like, it's a really good number to keep us all aligned. I think something higher, like 25 or 30%, I think it's way too much. I don't think it works. I don't think that's a good number. I think 10% is good, and I think it's a model for the long term. And yeah, of course, it's a sweet business. Of course, it's a sweet business. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I'm so excited, because I'm like, you're gonna get rich, I'm gonna get rich, everyone is getting rich. This is fucking great. So that's what we want. All right, guys. If you have some questions, is there no questions? Is it really so straightforward to trade Nero? It seems like everyone got a pretty good understanding of it now. I mean, green means buy, red means sell. It is pretty straightforward. But I think this is interesting. Like, look at this. Look at this market going into trend, quickly out, starting to turn bearish very hard here, right? That's really good. Just based on this, just based on what happened here, we're back to shorting this market. It's really good. It's really good. It's not a bad playlist. All right. Okay. Well, no questions. I'm just going to sign off. I'm joking, guys. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here to collect my 10% every month. So look at AUD CAD, right? Like AUD CAD before today, we could only see the 4 hour trend, the 1 hour, and so on, and it's all green, right? So traditionally, we'd be ready to buy this, and I'm not saying not to buy. I'm just saying what we can see is happening on AUD CAD right here is that this one day trend is coming to an end, right? You can see how the 1 day has been fading, everything else is green, so this thing is getting ready, right? I mean, maybe you know, it doesn't get through here and that's it, but it gives us a much better indication of what is this market doing right now. So we can compare AUD CAD to AUD New Zealand dollar, and we can see, okay, AUD New Zealand dollar has been on a long-term uptrend for much longer. It's a much more stable and a better market to trade for the moment. But look at that. Holy shit. Look at this. You see this? Guys, the value of price action is still like very high, in my opinion. Because what you can see from the price action is you can basically see a buying algorithm active here, right? Look at that. This is a classic signature of a buying algorithm, where you have these candles that is very volatile, but they end up being closed because there is a TWAP algorithm active. It's a TWAP algorithm just buying. So even if this goes down like here, it will come back up like this, something like that. Okay, not my best lines, but you get the point. You can see that it has continuously proved itself here and here and here. So there is still a lot of value to price action and the microstructure of these markets that you can read, that you can use. It's not 100% necessary, but it will definitely help you trade better. Because, you know, the problem before with price action is that it's so easy to read the wrong thing. It's so easy to like look at Bitcoin that's like pumping super hard and then go like, oh yeah, this looks like the top because of the candle is wicking into the resistance or whatever, right? And then you start doing stupid shit. That's not really the point. The point is to use price action as a confluence, as an additional what can we call it? Like an additional check, an additional input about what is this market doing right now, so that when we can see this thing goes into 1 minute time frame. Yeah, let's see if we can find something. So you can see these wicks, or just overall the price structure, right? Like whenever you have this big down and then another one and then it comes up, it's a classic, right? So there's a lot of value to this. Confluence. That's right, Jake. So Joe, what we're looking for is really the mean reversion that's measured over here. Is really like the mean reversion. How strong is the active buying or selling algorithms currently? So if we have a very strong buying algorithms active, like on AUD New Zealand dollar, that means we can confidently buy this. If AUD New Zealand dollar were to dump, you know, into here right now, like just out of the blue, just fall off, a lot of people would panic, a lot of people would get stopped out. We'd be ready, we'd buy it all. And if we get stopped out, fuck it, so be it. It doesn't matter, because the long-term results from executing like this is really like incredible. And that's what we can see. We had this example of a market just completely dumping a few weeks back. There was USD JPY, it went straight into the 1 hour. Some people were afraid to buy, some people couldn't buy. I bought a lot. It was a great trade. Let's see if we can find this. And what is USD JPY doing, by the way? I haven't really heard too much about this pair for a while. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Let's see. USD JPY. Oh, look at that. So you can see USD JPY. We don't really have an established trend. We have a long-term trend that's kind of fading out. It's not really going anywhere. We're not interested in this market, you know? Like we're not interested. That's really the end of it. That's what we can see. We can just see there's no mean reversion active 4 hour, there's no mean reversion active 1 hour, 15 minutes, so on. So it's just not interesting for us to trade. Maybe as a sideways strategy we could trade it, but this for us, nah, no thank you. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because AUD New Zealand dollar has just delivered again and again and again. Today, just today, we had, just in the past 3 hours, we had three entries. Look at that. It's incredible. It's incredible. Look at that. Wow. It's beautiful. So yeah. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know. I mean, I obviously cannot tell you how I figured this out, but yeah. Some aliens came by, they abducted me, they put me in the spaceship, and they, you know, they did some experiments, and I came back, and I just was like, all right, well, this is straightforward. It's just, everything is mean reversion. And then I just, you know, they gave me like a USB file, and I just plugged, you know, USB drive, plugged it into the computer, and it just had the code. And I was like, wow, the aliens know how to write Python and C#. All right. Euro CHF bounce. Let's have a look at the Euro CHF. Oh, very nice. That's fucking great. Just think about how fucking lost everyone else is. Every time they get stopped out and the market just does like a U-turn and all these different events that also has happened to you in the past. Like just people are lost. They have no fucking clue what is going on. Every time they think that their strategy works or they have it nailed down, they get fucked in some way or another way. And they're just like, why? And it's because that the market is more sophisticated, it's more messy than they anticipate. And they're trading with stop losses. I'm not saying stop losses are a bad thing. Stop losses are very important to limit your, you know, to limit your risk. And we also use stop losses, but we only do it when we are absolutely certain that this thing is wrong and we're not willing to be in this market anymore and it's unhealthy and we're not interested anymore. Then we apply our stop loss. And we're like, okay, fuck it, it doesn't matter, you know? And it's also really important to not stick in these trades. But yeah, look at that. Nice bounce. Beautiful. It's probably going straight down here. But, you know, it's perfectly fine to take profit here already. There's nothing wrong with taking profits after entries and doing here, because maybe this thing comes right back up. Do it again. Take profit again. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. But the point is, a lot of times you can take these trades, you can get out of them, and you can repeat them one more time. All right, let's see. Questions. Ryan says USD JPY has been ghosting us. Yeah, it was good. I remember another. Is that the Ryan? Okay, one of the Ryans or some. I don't know. Someone was trading USD JPY. It was Rusty. Rusty in our Telegram chat was trading USD JPY, milking it, and then it just stopped being relevant. It just faded out. And that's exactly how it should be, because what you will find is that these pushes, these liquidity drives, these algorithms that comes online and goes offline, it's all kind of interconnected in a way. Guys, when you see a trending market like AUD New Zealand dollar, you go into it and you start trading with it. You start pushing it in the same direction that it's really trading, right? And we're not the only one with this technology, but we are the only one that publicly acknowledge we have this technology. Like, you don't find this anywhere else. But think about all the hedge funds, think about all, you know, Rentec, all of the really smart money, as they like to call it. These guys, they see the same as we do. So when they see this going on, they also do the same as we do. They jump in and they abuse these buying algorithms the same way that we are abusing them. And everyone is using the same strategy. I know it sounds strange, but it's like, okay, how can I explain? Okay, so right, so if we have a circle, then okay, my handwriting not that good. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So when you have a trending market like AUD New Zealand dollar, and it's just pumping in one direction, everyone else is seeing this as well. Everyone else, all the hedge funds, they're all seeing this. They all jump in, they all join, and they all push the market. And then you have the idiots, and you have the mean reversion. The idiots are the speculators, the retards, the contrarian traders, the fucking Elliott wave traders, the inner circle traders, all these goddamn cunts. And then you have everyone else that's executing the same strategy, the mean reversion strategy, the same one that we're executing. And it's just all against the idiots. We're just all pushing the idiots out. We are all taking the idiots' money. And it's you know, that's how you get these trending markets. Just keep trending and trending and trending like AUD and dollars, because we are all on the same page. We all see the same. So what I mean is, long term, everyone will transition to trade this mean reversion kind of strategy. Now, again, like I mentioned in the start of this live stream, not everyone, not everything about our strategy is pure mean reversion, right? Like, there's a momentum to it as well. And I'm not sure it's even right to call it 100% like a mean reversion strategy, but this is a concept here. The concept is that everyone, the market makers, the brokers, the liquidity providers, and us, the majority of the market, is all doing the same thing, mean reversion strategy. So we're really just ganging up. We're really just ganging up, and we're just destroying everyone else that goes against us. So you can feel like when you're trading this on AUD New Zealand dollar, like a really strong trending market, you can just think of it like that. Just think about it like Rentec has your back. Okay, so whenever you're buying, Rentec is buying, and you can just trust Rentec to take care of it. But of course, this only goes for as long as the markets are trending and the buying algorithm are active. Once that buying algorithm goes off, they see it immediately. We also see it immediately. And we really just need to distance ourselves from that market. And of course, this is something we can improve with the technology, can get better at this, but that's it. All right, cool. Wow, it's 8:50 already. Surprised. All right, let me check questions. How is BFT going to take our profits? Breakfree Trading will be paid as 10% profits in Bitcoin every month. So you'll take your profits, you'll go buy Bitcoin, you'll send it. Yeah, I'm not joking. If 5 minutes trades get triggered, should TP be aimed at the 5-minute neutral level? The TP should be aimed at the mean reversion. The TP should the goal of the trade is just to take profit, and the amount of profit that you can extract from an opportunity really depends on what is the current market doing, right? Like, and that's something you get a feeling for when you start trading this for a while. I never heard about FP market. When would BTC and Ethereum hit the trend index? Oh, well, we actually have Bitcoin Ethereum. It's just temporarily removed. We'll be back soon, very soon. Now, Rafa, it's already released. RTD and Nero mode is already released. But if you are on, Nero is its own plan. I'll put the link in the chat. You can go have a look. All right, guys. Well, get your last questions in. Do we know when the bot is going to be out? I'll explain the bot. You know how when the first self-driving cars, when they came out, like when in the beginning, well, first there was like a lane assist, right? Like it could hold the car in the lane for you, but it wouldn't really do turns or anything like that. And then it started to be able to do turns, and then could do more advanced stuff, so on. So the way that this bot is going to come out and it's going to unfold is it's going to be like a co-pilot, and then it's going to be an autopilot. So first it will help you, and you will work with the AI to execute the strategy and make money and so on. What happened here? Did this thing just fucking print? Oh, look at that. So that's what I mean. You could take profit here, you could get another entry here, take profit again. So the bot, I expect we have some kind of semi-trading, auto-trading bot this summer. But honestly, like, if you're just waiting for the bot and so on, you're really missing out. You can make 1 to 2% profit every single day right now just trading Nero. And if you don't know what 1 to 2% profit on a daily basis compound into, then I'm not sure I can help you, because it's a lot. It's insane actually how much money that is. Of course, it seems like a small amount of money if you just have $100, but even if you have $100 and you make 1%, then tomorrow you have $101, right? And that's 1% increase. But now imagine that you have $10,000, you make 1%. That's a good day. It's $100. So yes, the bot is coming and it will be amazing. It's going to be great. But until then, if you're not trading Nero mode and extracting with it, you're missing out. You're really, really missing out. Because I know guys right now that's doing really, really well. I mean, I think we're all doing really, really well. Liar Ralph asks, what should I do if I get into a 1-minute trade and the price starts to grind up before entering the 5-minute Nero? So I think you need to go read the manual. liar, or watch the neural video I did, because we have the strategy lined out. Do you move your entries as 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour adjust if you're already entered in a trade? Yeah, I do. But as you can see, right? Like, as you can see, this 1 hour, it doesn't really move much. This 15 minute, it doesn't really move much. 5 minute, 1 minute, yeah, moves a lot. So you don't have to update the 1 hour and 15 minute as frequently as you update the 1 minute, 5 minute. But you do have to keep updating it when the price is interacting with it, right? So if the price is here now, Jesus Christ, like, how fucking good is this tech? It's just fucking sick. Look at that. It's just amazing. It's AUD $1 nuking. Okay, let's have a look. What's going on? It's a nuke. That's not a nuke. Not yet, at least. Yeah, well, you know what to do. You know what to do, guys. We all on the same page. If it comes down straight like this, yeah, you buy the risk exactly as we have outlined. The only thing you cannot do is you cannot over leverage. You cannot over leverage. You cannot go hard on the 1 minute. You cannot go hard on the 5 minute. It just doesn't work. If you do this, you will not survive the drawdown all the way to 1 hour. So you cannot do it. It's not compatible with the strategy. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And this is what I learned. There's like an effective leverage. This is one of the things that the aliens told me. It's like, you have to understand, you need to see each market as its own little universe with its own little, gravitational laws, their own physics and their own rules. So on Bitcoin, on Bitcoin versus AUD dollar, it's two different leverage you can apply. And there's like an effective leverage that you can use, and you can use it safely. But if you exceed that leverage, you will see. You'll see. All right, very good. Very good. It's a nice bounce here. So you buy here, you take profit, you open it again. Don't be greedy. Just take the profits. Take the profits. All right, ladies. I don't know how many ladies here, but friends, gents. I don't know what to say. This is nothing I have ever created before in my life has brought me this much joy and happiness. Nothing. It means everything to me that you can actually take the strategy. You can earn back the money that you spend on Euro the same month, and you can continuously generate 1 to 2% profit a day. And it works. We've been doing this. When did we release this? About a month ago. A month and 10 days. So it's been out about 40 days. And it's really good. So yeah, guys. Thank you for coming to the live stream. Don't forget to, click the buttons. Click all the buttons, put a comment or whatever. And I will see you very soon. And yeah, new academy coming. Absolutely. Don't worry about it. But until the academy drops, just go trade. Just go trade. Go buy go to the trend index, look at the strong markets and just trade them. Just do exactly what it says in the guide. You'll do great. That's a great song. That's a good song to end it on, guys. All right, guys. I'll see you around.